Welcome back, guys. I am Joshua England. Today we're gonna get into my favorite and best technology or semiconductor stock that you've never heard of. Why haven't you never heard of? It's a Dutch company, but why? Let's get into it. Everybody focuses on NVDA and the AMD. Well, guess what? This is the final process. This is the actual people that sell the chips. But to actually sell these chips, they have to make them. So in the background here, we're gonna get into the process of this. So from left to right is the process of making these chips. And what's the largest industry? $31.1 billion industry patterning. This is the largest amount of money. What are we looking at here? ASML. That's the company we are looking at. You see, all the other companies focus on a small part, like applied materials, a little bit in thinning, a little bit of decomposition, a little bit in here. And some companies don't have enough a market share of the actual industry to make a difference. That's why instead of spreading out everything, ASML focuses on this big part, one of the most important part, patterning, which I'll get in the next slide. But why is this important? Because ASML holds 80% of monopoly over the patterning industry, which is a key component. And these two companies are very misleading because they have patterning on the lower end chips. So the higher end chips, the AMD chips, the NVDA chips, the high end chips, the GPU processors, they have to go through ASML and holds over a 90% monopoly over those, almost 100% on all of it. So to go through so NVIDIA, AMD, they go through everybody, and when they get to ASML, ASML can set their own prices. That's why. So what are these chips? You see, the lithography chips, the lithography machines, and the EUV lights have to be precise. Look at these two pictures. They be precise. It takes the only company in the world, ASML, to be able to do this properly in the patterning process. Let's see. This is a machine. It is a huge machine, and it costs billions of dollars to make. And the only company that has it is ASML. Here is the patterning industry, and here is the monopoly they have 80% monopoly and 90% over the high-end chips. They have to go through them, and they can set their own price. That's why monopolies is one of the best things. Look at the fundamentals company. It's a Dutch company. We'll go into the numbers later. It's the technical term is the EUV lithography system products. Deliver high resolution lithography and make mass production of the world's most advanced machines, using ultraviolet light. That's why they're wearing those little the protection sheets, because of the light. Next, let's go into the how has the stock done over time. In the 5 year, it's gone pretty good, 125%, which still does not beat out NVIDIA or AMD in the 5 year. But still, it's gone down. Why? There's been tariffs. It's an international company. There's been bad sentiment. It's not that company's fault. They have been doing perfectly fine. But it's an international company. Of course, there's going to be some bad sentiment, and you got to take that risk into account. But that means the company is just a little bit undervalued and did rise at 4% this week in the market, which I have been holding. So ASML here in the 1 year, it's gone down. Like I said, the bad sentiment on the international stock, but it does have a PE of 31 and a forward PE, projected PE of 27. You don't know what that means. Well, for example, NVIDIA's PE ratio is 41 with a forward PE of 30, which is still lower than this. And same thing for AMD, a PE ratio of 90 and a forward PE of 35, which is still more expensive than ASML. P ratio right there. Next, I'm talking about this holding. Well, guess what? I hold 10% of my portfolio is hedged in this international company, and I don't hold the VTI or the VT, which holds every single stock in the United States, because I'm not a big fan of holding international companies, at least all of them, because they tend to underperform. But guess what? I hold a couple international companies like ASML, and BN right there because they have good sentiment. I have good sentiment in the products. I have high conviction in these monopolistic companies, especially ASML explains monopoly. So I'm not just telling you to buy the stock because of just something random, not for reviews, because I'm holding the stock myself. And we can look at super investors using Datarama. What is Datarama? This is the website that has super investors hold over $100 million worth of assets. So we can see 17 super investors that manage over $100 million of public money hold ASML, which it does total to about barely any of the total percentage of the actual of every super investor's portfolio. But we're getting the idea that people, even though this is an international company, see all these companies, they're not international. ASML is the only one that's in here at international because a lot of people don't like to hold them because it's more risky. But we can see that the super investors, these people that hold millions and millions of dollars, have the same conviction as us. At least 7 of the firms do. So think of Berkshire Capital, Warren Buffett, Bill Ackman. Those guys hold it. So that's a quick little overview, quick video of why I think you should hold it. Not too much technical stuff, just monopolistic values of the company is where I like to hold. So you guys have a nice day.